NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's Chippewa River Baseball League contest as the 14-7 Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are 9-4 in the CRBL South, take on the 13-2 Osseo Merchants, who are also 13-2 and sitting in first place in the CRBL South. The Cavaliers are coming off a 10-0 win over the Augusta Athletics 1 week ago, while the Merchants are coming off a 14-4 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs also a week ago. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's critical matchup between the Cavs and the Merchants. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's outlook on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from John Soini Field in Osseo. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Osseo Merchants in a game that could have a major impact on the CRBL playoff race. Now, the last time these two teams faced each other, the Merchants defeated an understaffed Cavalier team in the season opener by the score of 10-1. In addition to the Cavaliers being held to only 1 run on 4 hits, starting pitcher Ladell Torres suffered a hip injury after facing only 2 batters and was lost to the pitching staff for the season. Now, in the game against Augusta last week, the Cavaliers played alert baseball, taking advantage of every opportunity they had to score on the Augusta mistakes. Now, 7 of the 10 runs scored by the Cavs were unearned. One of the earned runs came when Xavier Bemnister hit a sacrifice fly to left field, scoring Caden Erickson. And there's a line shot out into left field. Coming in and making the catch is Seaman, and in to score is Erickson. So a sacrifice fly for Xavier Bemnister. Then in the 6th inning, Cade Mueller picked up an RBI when he grounded to the pitcher, but that allowed Cooper Dykes to score. And there's one that goes right off the thigh of the pitcher in to score for 1, and there's an out at first. That ball went right off the thigh of Grunewald. Mueller does get an RBI as Dykes came in to score. Then Sam Knickerbocker drove in the 10th run of the game when he singled to left, driving in Xavier Bemnister. There's a line shot out into left field. In to score is Bemnister. And Sam Knickerbocker has a 3-hit night. On the mound was another stellar pitching performance by Andrew Milner, who pitched his 3rd complete game of the season, scattering 9 hits and striking out 14 Augusta hitters. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will do it. Another complete game by Andrew Milner. Now, the Merchants come into tonight's game with a 13-2 overall record and are also 13-2 and in first place in the South Division of the CRBL. The Merchants defeated the Beef River Bullfrogs 1 week ago. Luke Eide pitched a complete game, giving up 4 runs on 9 hits to pick up his 6th win of the season. At the plate, Nolan Matson led the Merchants, going 4 for 5, scoring once while driving in 2 runs. So far this season, leading the way for Osseo is Jackson Koska, who's hitting .424, including 2 doubles and 3 home runs. Right behind him is Devin McCune at .400 with a pair of doubles. The Merchants as a team are hitting at an impressive .318 team average. On the mound, the Merchants are being led by Luke Eide, who has a 6-1 record with a save in 50 innings pitched. He has struck out 70 with an ERA of 1.98. Also effective on the mound has been Alex Byom, who has a 3-1 record with an ERA of 1.80 in 25 innings of work. Now, so far this season, the Cavaliers are being led at the plate by Sam Knickerbocker, who's hitting at a .364 pace, including 6 doubles and 12 RBI. He's followed by Brayton Tillman, who's hitting .360 with 4 doubles, 13 runs scored, and 11 RBI. Xavier Bemnister at .328 and Cade Mueller at .309 round out the Cavaliers hitting over .300. On the mound, the Cavaliers are being led by Andrew Milner, who has a 6-1 record with an ERA of 1.99, including a no-hitter and 3 complete games. Now, Milner leads the team in strikeouts with 65 and 49 2/3 innings pitched. Right behind Milner is Eli Rathke, who has a 4-0 record, including 3 complete games and a whip of 1.44 with 34 strikeouts in 34 2/3 innings pitched. As a closer, Tyson Woodcock has pitched 14 1/3 innings without allowing any earned runs for a record of 1-0 with 4 saves and an ERA of 0.00. The Cavaliers have had complete game performances by Rathke and Milner with 3 each, along with Jackson Vance and Mason Yarrington with 1 each. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to find out Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's thoughts on today's game in The Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 13th when the Phoenix will host the Whiteside County Chargers in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 2:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 13th.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Once again, we're at the Goat Coffee House talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers have the opportunity to close in on that top spot in the CRBL South when they face the Osseo Merchants. But before we get to that game, let's look back at this past weekend when the Chippewa River Baseball League held its annual All-Star Game. It must have been kind of an interesting experience for you to be at that game with 7 of your players participating, and you don't have to do a thing with coaching or anything like that. Your comments about that whole experience and the game.
It's fun. I wore sandals. It was relaxing. I got to have a nice cold beverage and a hot dog and just
And they have good hot dogs.
Yes, they had really good hot dogs. Cheer on the South to a victory, and you know, it's kind of nice. We got 4 starters out of the deal too. You know, very deserving starters, by the way. 2 really good pitching performances, and yeah, it worked out really well.
And as you kind of hinted at, the Cavaliers were well represented on the South All-Stars. Brayton Tillman drove in the first run, which proved to be the winning run of the game. And Andrew Milner preserved the win for the South by picking up a save. Your thoughts about the play of the Cavaliers in general in that game?
Well represented. I felt a little bad for Cody Hobb and Sam. They only got 1 at bat, but that's because the pitching was so good. They didn't get through the lineup twice before they were doing the switch, and the coaches over there with Osseo and Augusta and the Bears did a great job with letting the players know when they were going to be playing, especially like before the game even started. The pitchers knew what inning they're going to throw in and everything. There wasn't ever going to be situational things they didn't think were there to make a quick change. So that was really nice for those guys to be able to relax, because that's something that we do. We kind of give an idea for those pitchers in the game, when they're going to be throwing, what days they're going to be throwing, what innings, that kind of stuff. So it was comfortable for those guys. You could tell they were very comfortable. I mean, I think Tyson only threw like 10 pitches in his outing. I mean, that included the strikeout. So,
but that's true to form for him.
100%. I bet you he wasn't used to pitching in the third inning, though.
Right.
So I was kind of thinking they'd throw him at the end, but it would be a smart move to save Milner till the end. So that's good for those guys. And it was nice to see Tillman get out there and have a couple at bats, and Mueller had a couple at bats, and it was good for those guys.
I could hear murmurs in the crowd at the game when we got to the 6th, the 7th innings, and there was no score, and people were wondering, where's this high-powered offense that the CRBL is supposed to have? You also have high-powered pitching.
Yes.
And when you get to all-star games, it kind of proves the old adage that it's pitching over hitting, and again, the really solid players on both teams kept it from being a high-scoring game.
Oh yeah, and it's one of those deals where if every CRLB team had the luxury of having the ability to throw 9 guys in a 9-inning game, we'd have a lot more 1-0, 2-0 games. I mean, you get a different look from a different pitcher every inning.
In fact, I heard some players talking about exactly that before the game.
It's very hard to kind of pick up things, and we did the south side. I should say they threw a new guy every inning. The north side, I think they switched him every 2, and then they switched him every 1 after the first couple. I don't think they had 9 pitchers like we did, or 10 pitchers. They had 6 or 7. So they approached it a little bit different, but still, it's only an inning or 2. And that does play a role in the mindset of a hitter, because you're timing out that first guy you see, and then you go, oh crap, now there's a new guy. I got to get a new timing down. I got to get this and everything, and a new angle, new look, new everything, new pitches. Not everybody throws the same pitches. Some guys are just coming in throwing heavy heat, and the next guy coming in throwing knuckle curves. So, it's kind of hard to pick up as a batter, for a batter going, and our guys, especially Tillman, his one walk at bat. I mean, I think he saw 10 or 11 pitches in that bat, fouled a bunch off, and then I think the next at bat he swung at the second or third pitch right away, just attacked right away. So that was good. So.
Well, now today the Cavaliers get to face the Osseo Merchants. That's the team that's currently in first place in the CRBL South. Tell us what you know about the Merchants.
They're a tough team. I think we've only got them once in the last couple of years here. They're good. They're good all around. They got probably the best pitching in all the CRBL, followed by solid defense and a really, really strong lineup. I mean, those guys, slugging percentage has got to be through the roof for 3 or 4 of those guys. I mean, they hit home runs, they hit doubles, they gap stuff. And then you go out there and you give up, I think their team ERA is less than 3 or less than 2. It's ridiculous.
It's right down around 2.
Yeah,
and their team batting average is .318, which is also ridiculous.
So we got to take advantage of some mistakes maybe by the pitching, maybe defense. But they're a good team, so it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, you just can't waste an opportunity.
No, we might have to do a couple of fun little things like we've done in the last few games to manufacture a run here or there, and maybe do it early just to make them a little nervous. On that side, but Aaron and we've got that program rolling for the last few years. They've been the top of the CRBL for a long time, them and Tilden, and it'd be nice to get a split with them. We lost earlier in the year. Unfortunately, we only had 10 guys in that game, so now we're going to have 18, so we'll be full forced on it and everything. So
now, even though he pitched on Sunday, even though it was only an inning, and this is a pretty important game in the CRBL. I'm assuming Andrew Milner's getting the call to the mound?
Yeah, he is. Aaron and I were joking around about that because he goes, you throwing Andrew against us on the game? And I said, on Wednesday, and I go, yeah. He goes, well, his arm's going to be tired because I'm going to throw him 7 innings in the All-Star game. So he knows who we're throwing. We know who they're throwing, and it's kind of common knowledge when you get to these types of games at this level. You know who you're going to see with the better teams in the CRBL when you get to these very important games.
And with the Cavs being one of the better teams, you're always going to be facing the other team's ace.
Yeah, and it's just the name of the game, and we're used to it. We're fine with it. I think we're doing pretty well, since we've got basically the full roster here. I think we've played really good baseball, solid baseball, clean baseball, and we can only ask that we do that again today against Osseo. They're good.
Now, in the last time these two teams met, as you indicated, the Merchants beat the Cavs 10-1, and in fact, over the past 10 games, and that's as far back as I was going to look, The Merchants hold an 8-2 edge over the Cavs. How much motivation does this provide the Cavs for proving that they're at the same level?
We don't need motivation. Those guys don't need to be motivated. I won't throw those kind of stats at the boys. They know what to do. They know who the team is. They know exactly the history. A lot of these guys have been playing with us for 4, 5, 6 years. They know. So they don't need to be told. They don't need to have that in their head. The young kids don't need to have that in their head. If the boys aren't motivated when they get to the field, there's nothing I'm going to say.
Yeah, and they know there's a lot on the line, regardless of what the history is.
Yes, 100%. And the only thing I feel bad about is that we've only played a couple of games in like 2 weeks. It feels like, and you can't take the All-Star game because that's the All-Star game. And so it feels like we haven't played in forever. And now we're going to get back to it, and I hope we're just not rusty, and I hope Osseo isn't too rusty, and so we can put a good performance out there.
But a little bit more rust on them than on the Cavs wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
I wouldn't complain about it. No. So it's we don't need to be motivated. We should be just fine and dandy for the game. We'll just put the jerseys on, go to work. That's what we do every time.
Well, Ryan, good luck on today's game, and hopefully the Cavaliers can find a way to close the gap in the CRBL South.
I hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Osseo Merchants in a game that could have a big impact on the CRBL playoff race. Now, on Sunday, the CRBL held its 2024 All-Star game at Grudem Field in Jim Falls, with the South All-Stars coming out on top 2-0. The Cavaliers' Brayton Tillman drove in the first run and what proved to be the winning run for the South, and Cavs pitcher Andrew Milner preserved the win for Ethan Bartles of the Beef River Bullfrogs by picking up the save. Since the CRBL is just over halfway through the season, we should take a moment to see how things have sorted themselves out in both the North and South divisions. In the North Division, the Tilden Tigers at 11-3 have opened up a 4-game lead over the second-place Cadott Red Sox, who are at 8-8. The Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks are now in third at 7-8 and 4.5 games back. Fourth place belongs to the Jim Falls Sturgeons at 6-7, also 4.5 games out of first, while fifth place finds the Bloomer Woodticks at 1-12 and 9.5 games off the pace. In the South Division, the race is still tight for that top spot. The Osseo Merchants at 13-2 hold a 1.5 game lead over the Eau Claire Bears at 11-3. Don't count out the Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are in third at 9-4, but only 3 games off the pace. The Eau Claire Rivermen are in fourth place at 5-9, while the Augusta Athletics are in fifth and 8.5 games back. The Beef River Bullfrogs are taking the sixth spot at 2-11. Now tonight, in addition to the Cavaliers traveling to Osseo to take on the Merchants, the Bloomer Woodticks are traveling to Casper Park to face the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. The Eau Claire Rivermen will head over to Augusta to take on the Athletics, and the Beef River Bullfrogs and Eau Claire Bears will clash in Strum at Spangberg Field. Now coming up next, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, July 13th, as the Cavaliers take on the Hudson River Rats from Grandview Park in Hudson, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on Saturday, July 13th on NLWN-TV.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. we'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're going to get to know Caden Erickson. And Caden, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, different levels of ball that you've played, and so on.
Yeah, I'm from Colfax, Wisconsin. Played baseball there growing up. Graduated there, and I'm going to be a senior this next year at Hamlin University. And this is my third summer with the Cavs, I think. So, yeah.
And so when you're not playing baseball, what are some other things that keep you interested and occupied?
Well, I'm a big outdoors guy, I'd say. Right now I'm working with the
Hence
county.
the fishing shirt and hat and Ducks Unlimited hat.
Right on, yeah. I'm working for Dunn County right now over there in Menominee, and doing a lot of forestry things, being outside. I like to go help my dad on the farm, do whatever, and keep active outside of baseball too. So.
Okay. Rapid fire questions. You've heard these a few times before.
A couple times, yeah.
Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
It's got to be pie.
What kind?
Chocolate silk from Main Street Cafe.
Oh, my goodness, that's a good one. Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
We'll go burgers.
And what do you want on that burger?
I want everything on it.
Everything.
Everything
if you can find it, pile it on.
Put it on it. Yeah.
All right. Your favorite major league team?
Chicago Cubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you could sit down with any baseball personality, be it a player or somebody else involved with the game, from any time in history, who would that be and why?
Let's go Pete Rose, just because I want to see what his thoughts are one-on-one about him not being in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. And, how well he hustled and ran and did all the things he did?
Yeah.
Okay. If you had a superpower, what would that be and why?
I think I could teleport. That'd be really good. I feel like I waste a lot of time driving around to different places, just like in a day. So if I could just, snap my fingers and be there, I think that'd help out a lot. Yeah.
Almost like, Siri, take me home.
Right. Right on. That worked out too. Yeah.
And if you had the ability to teleport, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Caden's superhero name?
We'll go Teleporting Thomas. That's my middle name. It's Thomas. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you could do double T's in there for a logo or something. Yeah. We're talking with Caden Erickson today on Cavalier Profile. And Caden, how about a shout out to the family and those fans who come and watch you at the ball games?
All right. Well, hi Mom, hi Dad, hi Sydney, Colton and Cheyenne, and then this is for my buddy Holden if he's ever watching. How's it going, Doug?
And I know your parents are there every game.
Yeah,
in fact, I've even drafted your dad a few times to help us out. So when people do come to Cavalier games, remind us of what number you play and what position, or where are they going to find you on the field?
I'm number 6 and playing shortstop and batting leadoff right now, but that's subject to change. But number 6 is where it's at. So.
Okay. All right. We want to thank Caden Erickson for joining us today on Cavalier Profile, and coming up next is more of In the Dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service. Any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today the Cavaliers will have an opportunity to take another step toward locking up a CRBL playoff spot and challenging for the top spot in the CRBL South when they take on the Osseo Merchants. Now this is a battle of two powerhouse teams in the Chippewa River Baseball League, as demonstrated by each team being represented by 7 players at the CRBL All-Star Game. Now in the past 10 meetings between the Cavs and the Merchants hold an 8-2 lead, and the Cavaliers want to prove that they can compete at the same level as the Merchants. So we have some exciting Eau Claire Cavalier baseball coming your way. In just a moment, I'll be joining our broadcast crew at John Soiney Field in Osseo as we prepare to bring you today's Cavalier game against the Osseo Merchants. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air.
Fly ball out into center field. It's hit hard. It's hit long, and it's gone. A home run for Cole Hyman.
NLWN-TV proudly presents today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us while we follow the Cavaliers as they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball out into right field. This one's tagged, and it's out of here. Into the fan deck, a 2-run home run by Gabe O'Brien.
And now, out to the ballpark for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
Good evening and welcome to John Soini Field in Osseo as we're getting ready to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball against the Osseo Merchants. This game has a lot of impact on the CRBL standings, and so we figured this would be a good one to bring to you. Rick Olson here, along with Amanda Lemler on the computer. Dan Petchow is on the camera, and we are just about ready to start this game off. So let's go through the starting lineup. First of all, for the visiting Cavaliers, leading off playing shortstop is Caden Erickson. Batting second at center field is Xavier Bevnister. Batting third and third base is Cade Mueller. Batting fourth and catching Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth at second base, Cody Dayton. Batting sixth at first base, Carson Windeshausen. Batting seventh out in left field is Brayton Tillman. Batting eighth in right field, Trenton Palmer. Batting ninth in the designated hitter is Jackson Vance. And batting 10th, the extra hitter, Cole Hyman. On the mound for the Cavaliers, Andrew Milner with a 6-1 record and a 1.99 ERA. And he's got 65 strikeouts in 49 2/3 innings. For the Osseo Merchants, leading off center fielder Trent Vondrasek. Batting second and left field is Ryan Freitag. Batting third behind the plate, Todd Winkus. Batting fourth at shortstop, Logan Matson. Batting fifth and right field, Nolan Matson. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Scott Hummel. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Aaron Hagberg. Batting eighth, playing second base, is Cal Freitag. And batting ninth at first base is Joe Zawacki. And we are ready to get things started. Kate Erickson stepping in for the Cavaliers. On the mound, by the way, for the Osseo Merchants is Logan Betcher with a 2-0 record, 0.56 earned run average. Caden Erickson at the plate, batting 268 or the 288. Sometimes, Amanda, I have a hard time reading your writing. She apologizes. It's 288, which is what it kind of looked like in the first place. That pitch is fouled back into the screen, so the count's even at 1-1. Betcher starts his windup. And the pitch is a little bit low for a ball. And the pitch. And that was outside for a ball. 3-1 count to Caden Erickson. And here comes the pitch. And it's outside for ball 4. So Erickson draws a walk.
Erickson draws base on balls, bring up center fielder number 4.
That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister batting .328. Betcher, the left-handed pitcher. 15 strikeouts and 16 innings pitched. Here's the pitch. Bemnister shows bunt. He bunts it over towards the mound. Betcher throws it to first and gets him there, but the sacrifice bunt is completed. And it moved Erickson over to second. That brings up Cade Mueller. Mueller batting .309. Winkus with a word or two for Betcher. Umpires today, Rick Beyer is behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Paul Osman is out on the bases. And the first pitch is high for a ball. And there's a called strike over the inside corner. And the pitch. That's back to the backstop. Erickson's going to end up on third. And the ball goes out into left field. Winkus threw it down to third, and Erickson's going to come in to score. I don't think anybody was expecting that ball to go down to third. And lo and behold, Hubble didn't know it was coming. And so the Cavaliers take a 1-0 lead. Mueller follows that one back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And there's a fly ball out into right field. Moving over is Nolan Matson and makes a catch. Well, that's 2 down. Brings up the catcher, Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker's leading the Cavs in hitting, batting .364. At least leading the Cavs with those batters with enough at-bats to be eligible. And there's a soft looper out into center field that falls in for a base hit. Knickerbocker rounds first and holds there. That's going to bring up Cody Dayton. And we're going to get a courtesy runner out there for Knickerbocker.
Fielder number 25, Cody Dayton.
And heading out to be the courtesy runner, Mason Yarrington. Betcher looks and fires. And there's a strike called. So Yarrington gets in early today. And the pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. And that pitch is inside. 1-2 strikes. I want to give a shout out to Ann Monroe, who's usually with us at these games here in Osseo. She likes this ballpark, but she's a little under the weather, and she was eager to see Mason get into the game, and, well, there he is. That pitch is inside. Count goes even. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 1 on. And the pitch. And that's fouled back. Betcher has a very interesting delivery. He's got a little bit of a kick as he comes through in the stretch that almost looks like he's going over to first. That's got to be really close to a balk. There's the pitch, and it's outside. Count goes full. It's traveling time for Yarrington. He'll be off on the pitch. Here's the pitch. Yarrington goes, and the ball was instead ball. They say it hit him. So Cody Dayton was hit by the pitch.
Dayton is hit by the pitch, bringing up first baseman number 32.
So that puts Yarrington on second.
Carson Windishausen.
And Cody Dayton on first. 2 on, 2 outs. Carson Windishausen comes to the plate. He's batting .220. And the pitch, check swing, and it's a strike called. Betcher's delivery. That's another strike about thigh high. Betcher looks over at second. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes to Carson Windishausen. Betcher looks at second. And the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Windishausen goes down looking, as do the Cavaliers, but they do pick up 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error, and 2 were left on base. So, after half an inning, it's the Cavaliers 1 and the Osseo Merchants coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, July 13th, as the Cavaliers take on the Hudson River Rats from Grandview Park in Hudson, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, July 13th on NLWN-TV.
So we're going to head into the bottom of the first inning. Amanda's spilling her popcorn over here. And she had been told that popcorn here was really good, and she concurs. And I sampled the hot dogs, and I would say that Osseo is very much in the running for our top dog award. I don't know if Dan went down and got a hot dog or not. He's going to have to before this is all said and done. We need to get his opinion on this. So, leading off for the Osseo Merchants is Trent Vondrasek.
And pitching for the Cavs, number 15, Andrew Milner.
Andrew Milner on the mound for the Cavaliers. He's got a 6-1 record. That pitch is inside to Vondrasek. Vondrasek batting .292. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball over to short. Erickson picks it up, throws it over to Windeshausen, and they got him. That's going to bring up Ryan Freitag, batting .327. He's got a couple of home runs on the season.
Ryan Freitag.
I do remember 2 years ago during the CRBL All-Star game, he took the first pitch of the game and put it over the right field fence at Carson Park. And the pitch, strike called on the outside corner. Andrew Milner coming off of an inning pitched in the CRBL All-Star game just on Sunday. There's the pitch. That missed low. Picked up the save in that game, pitching the 9th inning, preserving the 2-0 win for the South All-Stars. Here's the pitch. That's a foul back just over the top of Dan's head. He's looking at our cars over there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dan was bemoaning a little earlier today about how, sure, he forgot his glove today. And that one, dead ball. I think it got Freitag.
That pitch. Catcher number 9, Todd Winkus.
Todd Winkus comes to the plate. Winkus batting .375. Freitag takes his lead. He goes, pitches low, fire down to second, and in time is Freitag. The pitch was a called strike. Milner looks over at second. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and fouled into the glove. Strike 2. Milner looks at second. And whoop. We have time called. Winkus called time, and it was granted. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Todd Winkus. 1 away. Ryan Freitag on second. Papa fouled into right field, and it's going to fall foul. No, he says it's fair. Rounding third, coming in to score is Freitag. Winkus gets an RBI single. It landed right on the first base line. Out in right field. And so Winkus gets an RBI.
The shortstop, number 18.
Brings up Logan Matson. Matson batting .345. And looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner going out there for Winkus. Devin McCune is running for Winkus. Milner delivers. Fly ball out into center field. Bemnister moving over, and Actually, so was Palmer. Palmer makes the catch. That's going to bring up Nolan Matson, the right fielder for the Merchants. McCune on first, 2 down now. Milner delivers, and it's fouled back into the screen. Trent Vondrasek sprints over to get that foul ball. Milner's 0-1 pitch to Matson. Ground ball through the hole into left field. So Winkus, or not Winkus, but McCune checks in at second. And Matson's at first. Scott Hovell, the third baseman, is at the plate with 2 down, 2 on. And the pitch. Swung on a missed strike, 1 thrown on the first. Windeshausen thought he got him. So no balls and a strike. There are spectators here that thought that Windeshausen got him. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners take their leads. And the 0-2 pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Drifting back is Palmer. He's got the catch. And that'll do it for the Merchants in the first inning. But they pick up 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We have played
Eau Claire Cavaliers, 1.
1 inning with the Merchants and Cavs all tied at 1 on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
We're back here at John Soini Field in Osseo, going into the top of the second inning. We're all tied at 1. Due up for the Cavaliers, Brayton Tillman, Trenton Palmer, and Jackson Vance.
Now batting for the Cavaliers.
And stepping up is Brayton Tillman, batting .360 on the season. And that pitch was outside. Here's the wind and the pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Betcher winds and fires. Check swing high for a ball. 3-0 is the count now to Brayton Tillman. And the pitch. That's out. Oh, he called it a strike. Curveball caught the corner. And that pitch is high for ball 4. So Tillman is safe on first, and Trenton Palmer comes to the plate. Palmer playing right field. And he's batting .235. He shows bunt, and strike called. Scott Hovell charging in down that third baseline. There's the pitch, throw over to first. And back in safely is Tillman. No balls and 1 strike to Palmer. Here's Betcher's delivery. It's outside for a ball. No, he called it a strike. That curveball's catching the corner, evidently. Our vantage point is to the third base side of home plate, so left and right is kind of hard for us to see. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on a miss, strike 3.
Palmer going down on strikes.
That's going to bring up Jackson Vance, and Vance is batting .400 with limited at-bats. He's only got 10 at-bats so far this year. Calls that one back into the screen. No balls and 1 strike. 1 down. Here's the pitch. Strike called at the letters. Betcher at the belt. Looks over at first and delivers. That's high for a ball. Tillman takes a pretty good lead at first. Betcher delivers. That's down low for a ball. Counts even at 2-2. To Jackson Vance, the designated hitter today. And the 2-2 pitch. That's high and away, ball 3. So the count is now full. And the pitch. And it's ball 4. So Jackson Vance draws the walk.
Throw the base on balls.
That's going to bring up Cole Timon. Timon back from a little time off due to an injury that he suffered earlier this year, but he says he's back and fine. Batting .267. He's the extra hitter today. Two runners on, 1 out. And the pitch. There's a strike at the letters. Betcher steps back on the rubber. Is at the belt, looks over at second, checks first, back to second and home. And it's down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Betcher delivers the 1-1 pitch. And that's a strike at the belt. On the inside third. Been a while since Timon's seen live pitching. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back into the screen. Timon got a piece of it. On deck is Caden Erickson. 1 out, 2 runners on. That's Tillman at second, Palmer at first. Or check that, Vance at first. And fouled back into the screen again. You know, I say this every year we come here. If you haven't been down here to Osseo, to John Soine Field, you owe it to yourself to come down here. It's a nice little ballpark. Aside from going to Carson Park, which of course is our home field, this is probably the nicest ballpark we go to. There's a line shot out into right field. Holding up at third because the ball came in quickly is Tillman, but now the bases are loaded. So Timon comes off the injury list with a solid base hit. Bases loaded. Caden Erickson steps to the plate. Erickson drew a walk and came around and scored on an error. Cavs mounting a threat. Zwacky playing in on the grass at first. And that pitch is inside for a ball. And the pitch. There's a strike at the belt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott Hovell playing about even with the bag over at third. And Erickson fouls it off on the right side. A ball and 2 strikes to Caden Erickson. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on Erickson. That was at the knees. Erickson thought it was a little low.
Down on strikes.
That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. He's hit a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Now the bases are loaded. And he sends a fly ball out into right field. Nolan Matson under it makes the catch. So the Cavs load him up but get nothing. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 3 were left on base. So we played an inning and a half, and it's Cavaliers 1, Merchants 1 on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
Heading into the second inning, or bottom of the second, I should say. Due up for the Osseo Merchants is Aaron Hagberg, Cal Pretag, and Joe Zwacky. So stepping up to the plate is Aaron Hagberg. He's batting .286 this year.
Now that's the Merchant. Designated hitter number 6, Aaron Hagberg.
Hagberg is the designated hitter. And that got him in the shin. That's the second batter that's been hit by Milner. That's going to bring up Cal Freitag. Freitag's batting 143. And he fouls it back after showing bunt. Runner on first, nobody out. Showing bunt again. This time he fouls it back again. Oh, 0-2 is the count. Freitag steps in. Milner looks at first and delivers. That pitch is low and away for a ball. Tried to get Cal Freitag to chase that one. Just off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Milner threw the fastball right by him. That's going to bring up Joe Zawacki. Zawacki is batting 343. He's 12 for 35, including a double. Milner delivers, fouled away at the plate. Milner looks at first and delivers. Swing and a miss. He pulled the string on that one, and Zawacki was way out in front. No balls, 2 strikes. Milner fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and the ball got away from Knickerbocker, but he grabbed it right away, and first base was occupied, so Zawacki did not have an opportunity to go. 2 down, back to the top of the order, Trent Von Dracek, who grounded to short his first time up. And the pitch. That missed outside for a ball. And the pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch. Strike called at the knees. Two balls and a strike to Trent Von Dracek. And the pitch. Strike called at the thigh on the inside edge of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 1 runner on. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So for the Merchants, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We're still tied at 1 after 2 innings on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix Semi-Pro Football. Our next game will be on July 13th when the Phoenix will host the Whiteside County Chargers in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 2:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 13th.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
We're heading into the top of the third. Due up for the Cavaliers this happening, Cade Mueller, Sam Knickerbocker, and Cody Dayton. Mueller flew out to right field his first time up.
Batting for the Cavaliers, third base, 23, Cade Mueller.
Here's Betcher's pitch, and it was inside. A little bit low as well. The 1-0 pitch is high, ball 2. There's a ground ball over to short, picked up by Matson, throw to first, and they got him. That's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker, who singled to center field his first time up. And there's a ground ball right back up the middle. Stopped by Matson. Throw over to first. It goes over to the fence. And Knickerbocker back in safely. I do believe that's going to be a hit. No. We have time called as a courtesy runner is coming in for him. They did give him the infield hit. And courtesy running for Knickerbocker is Mason Yarrington, who takes his lead. And the pitch is a little bit high. Betcher looks over at first, and he delivers. There's a strike called to Cody Dayton. He was hit by the pitch his first time up. One out, one on. There's a strike at the belt. And Cody Dayton knew it. He knew he watched a good one go by that time. Betcher's at the belt, and he delivers. And there's a pop foul out of play on the right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cody Dayton has the only home run by the Cavaliers this season. And the pitch. That was high. Counts even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch swung on a miss, strike 3. 2 down. That's going to bring up Carson Windishausen. Windishausen went down looking his first time up. And the first pitch is high for a ball. Just above the letters. Betcher looks at first and delivers. That's high, ball 2. That was over the sun visor on Windeshausen's helmet. Betcher looking in and now delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Or strike 1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung and a miss. Strike 2. And pop foul out of play. And the sound effects people in the public address system have some shattering car window sound effects for that one. And a foul tip back into the glove. So Windeshausen goes down on strikes. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. So we've played 2.5, and it's the Cavaliers 1, Merchants 1 on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
We're back here in Osseo, heading into the bottom of the 3rd inning, all tied at 1. Andrew Milner starting his 3rd inning of work. And due up for the Merchants, Ryan Freitag, Todd Winkus, and Logan Matson.
Now batting for the Merchants.
And stepping up,
Freitag.
Ryan Freitag. Milner winds and fires. Strike called at the letters. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Foul back on the first base side. 0-2. Here's the wind in the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Palmer going back, and it's over his head and out to the fence. And Freitag checks in at second. And that's going to bring up Todd Winkus. That's double number 6 on the season for Freitag. Winkus singled his last time up. Nobody out, runner on second. Here's the pitch. Strike called at the belt. Milner looks at second and delivers. Foul back off the face mask of Knickerbocker. And Rick Beyer says, yeah, take that one out of play. 0-2 is the count, Todd Wakus. Milner looks at second. And the 0-2 pitch. Curveball low. Thought maybe you could get Wakus to chase that one. Merchants hitters are pretty well disciplined, though. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Bemnister under it. He makes the catch for out number 1. That's going to bring up Logan Matson. He flew out to right his first time up.
Wakus flies out to center and bringing up 13. Oh, Gretson.
Milner looking at second, and he delivers. Matson fouls it off on the right side, out of play. We're located up on a spectator terrace that goes down the third base line. There's a nice fan deck over on the right field line, and really nice grandstand here at John Soini Field. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes to Todd Winkus. Or check it, this is Nolan Matson. Winkus was the last one up. Freitag takes his lead at second. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. That's strikeout number 4 for Milner.
Strike 3 at the right fielder, number 28, Nolan Matson.
And Nolan Matson steps to the plate. He singled to left field his last time up. Two down. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. 2 down, 1 on, all tied at 1, bottom of the third inning. And the pitch. There's a strike right at the knees on the inside corner. Ball and a strike to Nolan Matson. The 1-1 pitch. High pop foul. It's out of play on the right side. Off the roof of the concession stand, bounced over to the roof of the fan deck, and then the kids were chasing it down. Milner delivers, ground ball to Erickson at short, picks it up, throws it to first, and they got him. So for the Merchants, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base, and we've played 3, and we're still tied at 1 from John Soini Field on NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures.
It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
All tied at 1 from Osseo. As the Cavaliers are coming to bat in the top of the 4th inning. 2 up for the Cavaliers, Brayton Tillman, Trenton Palmer, and Jackson Vance. I was just telling Amanda the last time those 3 led off the inning, the Cavaliers ended up loading the bases, but they couldn't push a run across the plate.
Now back to the Cav.
So Tillman leads off.
Tillman.
He drew a walk his last time up, and the first pitch is outside for a ball. Lefty versus lefty here. Betcher's pitch, outside, ball 2. Here's the pitch. There's a strike called on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike to Brayton Tillman. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Moving over and making the running catch is Nolan Matson.
Tillman flies out to right, arena number 22. Trenton.
That's going to bring up Trenton Palmer. He struck out his last time up. And he fouls the first pitch off on the left side. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Fly ball, foul on the left and out of play. There's another fly ball, foul and out of play on the left side. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That's high. 1-2. Trenton Palmer at the plate. And 1-2 pitch is high for ball 2. Counts all even. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. And Palmer gets tagged out as Winkus dropped the ball, but
Palmer goes out on strikes. Number 5.
Palmer, a victim of strikeouts twice now today. That brings up the designated hitter, Jackson Vance. He drew a walk last time up. And that pitch is high. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's high and tight. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. That's outside. I think we have a little stirring going on in the dugout. And there's ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. That's the 4th walk today given up by Betcher. And that equals his season total. So he's just doubled the number of walks he's thrown this year. Runner at first. 2 down. I think we're going to get a little bullpen action. Unfortunately, I don't think we can see it. Maybe Dan can see it over there. He can let us know what number is going to be warming up down there. Cole Timon at the plate. Pitch is high and away for a ball. Betcher's having a hard time finding the strike zone all of a sudden. Timon single to right his last time up. Runner goes. Throw down to second and in safely is Jackson Vance. And sure, Dan can see him, but the guy's got a warm-up jacket on, so we can't tell who it is warming up over there. Betcher at the belt. And the pitch. There's a strike called. A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner at second. That's Jackson Vance. Betcher looks over at second. And the 2-2 pitch. That's low and inside. Ball 3. Count is full to Timon. Caden Erickson on deck. Betcher delivers. Ground ball. Stopped at short. Oh, and they're going to get a runner in a pickle here. Jackson Vance rounded a little further than he wanted to, and they got him. Nope, they didn't, but now they did. And Jackson Vance kind of ran the Cavaliers out of a rally that time because he rounded third a little bit too far, and the Merchants threw the ball in behind him, and Timon is going to get credit for a base hit. But Vance is out, and that's the third out of the inning, so no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's still tied at 1 on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, July 13th, as the Cavaliers take on the Hudson River Rats from Grandview Park in Hudson, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, July 13th on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 13th when the Phoenix will host the Whiteside County Chargers in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 2:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 13th.
So we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Cavaliers had a chance that last half inning. Hopefully that won't come back and haunt them. Scott Hovell leading things off for the Merchants. He'll be followed by Aaron Hagberg and Cal Freitag. Hovell flew out to right field his last time up. And the pitch. Strike called at the knees on the outside corner. Hovell didn't like that call. But Rick Beyer said it was a strike, and he's the one that counts. Here's the pitch. Line shot out in the left field for a base hit. And that's going to bring up Aaron Hagberg, who was hit by the pitch last time up. It's the 3rd straight inning that the Merchants have gotten the leadoff hitter on base. Here's the pitch. That was outside for a ball. Hagberg almost went after it. He had a notion. Milner at the belt, and he delivers. Ground ball, fair ball, down the third baseline. And they're going to hold the runners to a base hit. So back-to-back singles put Scott Hovell on second and Hagberg on first. It's going to bring up Cal Freitag. Freitag struck out his last time up. And the pitch, showing bunt foul down the third baseline. Two runners on. Milner steps off the rubber. Now he's back on it. Looks in for the sign. Hovell at second. And the pitch. Cal Freitag shows bunt again. That one's outside. One ball, one strike, nobody out, two runners on. Milner looks over at second. There's a bunt right back out to Milner. Throw to third, throw to first. He looked at third, had a notion, but then went over to first and got the out there. So that's a sacrifice bunt
Runners bring up first baseman number 12, Joe.
By Cal Freitag. Moves the runners to second and third. So now Hovell's on third. Hagberg's on second with one out. And Joe Zawacki, who struck out his first time up. Milner delivers. There's a strike called at the knees. Milner delivers. And that one missed. Must have been just a little bit high. Milner's pitch. Strike called at the knees on the outside edge. One ball, two strikes. To Joe Zawacki. 1-2 pitch. Pop up. Shallow right field coming in. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And coming in to score is Scott Hovell. That managed to fall into no man's land. And puts runners on the corners now. As Hovell came in to score, giving the Merchants a 2-1 lead. Hagberg is on third, Zawacki on first. Back to the top of the order, Trent Von Drasek. And Von Drasek is 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up. He's also grounded to short. And he follows that first pitch back into the screen. Zawacki on first. I suspect he'll be going before too long. Swung and fouled back. That sounded like a cracked bat. And it was. No, maybe not. Von Drasek was checking it out. That had a strange sound coming off the bat. No balls, two strikes. And there's strike three called. Strikeout number 5 by Andrew Milner. Ryan Freitag steps to the plate. He doubled his last time up to right field. He was also hit by the pitch. Scored a run. 2-1, Merchants leading the Cavaliers. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. That just missed low. Milner looking over at first, and the 1-0 pitch. Check swing outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner at first takes his lead. There's a looper out into center field, falls in, run comes in to score. And Freitag singles, gets an RBI. As Hagberg came in to score. And Wacky winds up on third. Little Texas leaguer that time by the Merchants. Cavs are playing the Merchants relatively deep, and they're just dropping it in front of them. Todd Winkus singled his first time up and then flew out to center field. And there's a strike called. Two down. And there's a fly ball out into right field. Palmer drifting back. He's under it, and he makes the catch. But for the Merchants, they pick up 2 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've played 4, and it's the Merchants 3, Cavaliers 1 on NLWN-TV.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks.
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Heading into the top of the 5th inning, Cavaliers trailing now by a couple runs. Caden Erickson leads things off. He walked and then went down looking. So we're starting the 3rd time through. Logan Betcher still on the mound. There's the first pitch as a strike at the belt. And Erickson grounds it back to Betcher. Throw over to first is in time. So 1 out. Xavier Bemnister. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to right field his last time up. Also hit a sacrifice bunt. That helps set up the first, well, the only Cavalier run so far. That pitch is inside for a ball. The 1-0 pitch fouled back into the screen. Betcher looking in for the sign. He winds and fires. That's high and away. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a line shot out into center field with a solid base hit for Xavier Bemnister. That'll bring up Cade Mueller. He's 0 for 2.
Number 23, Cade Mueller.
Flew out to right field and then grounded to short, so he's making decent contact with the ball. Just got to hit it past somebody. And the pitch. There's a strike at the belt. And Mueller knew it. He nodded. Yep, he got me with that one. No balls and a strike. And that pitch is fouled away on the right side. 0-2. Betcher at the belt, and he looks over at first. Throw to first. Bemnister back in. No balls and 2 strikes to Cade Mueller. 1 out. Here's the pitch. The pitch is outside. Bemnister heading in. And they got him. So that makes 2 down. Cade Mueller at the plate. 1-2 is the count. Betcher delivers. Line shot out into left center field, and it falls in for a base hit. That's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker is 2 for 2 today. He singled to center and then an infield hit to short his last time up. Here's the pitch, and Knickerbocker had to duck out of the way of that one. Ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Another lefty-lefty matchup here. Betcher delivers, and that got Knickerbocker in the shoulders. That's the second batter that's been hit by the pitch. And stepping to the plate is Cody Dayton, who's the other batter who's been hit by the pitch. And looks like we're going to have a conference out at the mound.
Knickerbocker hit by pitch. Number 25, Cody Dayton.
Dayton's been hit by the pitch and struck out. And that's going to be it for Logan Betcher, and we'll figure out everything on Logan Betcher's appearance after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, July 13th, as the Cavaliers take on the Hudson River Rats from Grandview Park in Hudson, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, July 13th on NLWN-TV.
New pitcher for the Osseo Merchants is Luke Eide. He comes into the game with a record of 6 wins, 1 loss, and 1 save, and a 1.98 earned run average. Cody Dayton at the plate. And the first pitch was a called strike. There's a ground ball over to short. Throw to second for the out. So, the Cavaliers go down in the 5th with no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 were left on base. So we played 4.5. And it's the Osseo Merchants 3 and the Cavaliers 1 on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Taking a look at the figures for Logan Betcher, he went 4 2/3 innings, gave up a run. It was not earned on 6 hits. He struck out 6 and walked 4. And leading things off for the Merchants in the bottom half of the 5th inning, we have Logan Matson. Matson's 0 for 2. And the first pitch is popped foul. Windeshausen over by the fence. He leaped, and he made a leaping catch against the fence. A leaping catch by Carson Windeshausen, using that height to great advantage.
Matson pops out. First, 328, Nolan Matson.
That's going to bring up Nolan Matson, who's 1 for 2. He singled to left and grounded to short. And the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. The Merchants do like getting right up on top of the plate. Milner delivers. Strike 2 called. No balls, 2 strikes to Matson. And a foul tip at the plate. We've got the no-see-ums all over us here. And Amanda's trying to spray them away. And here's the pitch. Line shot out into center field. Bemnister ranges over and makes the catch. Good, solid contact that time by Nolan Matson, but Bemnister only had to go a few steps over to make the catch. Scott Hovell is 1 for 2. He flew out to right and then singled to left and came around and scored a run. And the first pitch is fouled back into the screen. 2 down. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Milner delivers. And that's low. Here's the wind in the pitch. That missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. High pop foul. It's playable. Windeshausen coming in. And Knickerbocker trying to not collide with Windeshausen, had it pop out of his glove. And that's one of those situations where somebody needs to be hollering who's supposed to be getting that ball. It was a long run for both of them. 2-2. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. Count holds at 2-2. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That just missed. Full count. And the payoff pitch. Fly ball out into left center field, moving back, and it's going to fall in for a base hit, rounding first and holding there. And it looked like he might have twisted his ankle rounding first. Is Scott Hovell.
Hovell sails to center. Bringing up number 6, Aaron Hagberg.
And they looked down there to see if he was okay, and he said, yeah, I'm okay. That's going to bring up Aaron Hagberg. Singled to left his last time up. Milner looking in and delivers. Strike called. Boy, there is one ravenous fly right in this area. I think he just took a chunk out of Amanda. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Milner fires. And that's fouled back into the screen. Aaron Hagberg at the plate. Scott Hovell on first. And the pitch. Check swing. And they call him, and he peels it, and Paul Osman calls strike 3. So for the Merchants, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. So we've played 5, and it's still 3-1 for the Merchants, leading the Cavaliers on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. but it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
We're going to go into the top of the 6th inning. And due up for the Cavaliers are Carson Windeshausen, Brayton Tillman, and Trenton Palmer.
Now back for the Cavaliers.
Windeshausen is 0 for 2. Struck out both times up, once looking, once swinging. Luke Eide delivers a fastball. Windeshausen delivers it foul. Windeshausen with that spectacular catch right at the fence in foul territory. He fouls that one away also. It's 0-2 now, the count. No balls, 2 strikes to Carson Windeshausen. And the pitch. Ground ball, foul down the third baseline. Count holds at 0-2. Brayton Tillman and Trenton Palmer also due up this inning. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. One ball and 2 strikes. Check swing, and he went. So Windeshausen goes down swinging. Third time striking out. It's going to bring up Brayton Tillman. Tillman flew out to right field his last time up. He also drew a walk earlier. Luke Eide on the mound, and he delivers. That pitch is high for a ball. Luke Eide bringing some heat. There's a fastball, strike at the letters. Here's the pitch, foul back. Eddie's pitch to Tillman, and foul ball right over the top of our heads. Was that near our cars, Dan?
That's right over.
And the pitch. Check swing down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And they appeal down the first baseline, and Paul Osman says he struck out. He said he swung. So that's going to bring up Trenton Palmer. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Eide delivers. That's down in the dirt for a ball. Yes. 1 ball, no strikes. That's inside, ball 2. 2-0, 2 down. Foul back into the screen. Count holds at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. 2-2 at the plate. And strike 3 called. Luke Eide strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We played 5.5, and it's still 3-1. Osseo Merchants on NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Heading into the bottom of the sixth inning, Andrew Milner still on the mound for the Cavaliers. Due up for the Osseo Merchants, Carl Freitag, Joe Zawacki, and Trent Vondrasek. Freitag struck out and then put down a sacrifice bunt. So he's 0 for 1. And there's a strike at the knees. Here's the pitch. And that must have been just a little bit low because it looked pretty good from here. But again, we don't have a real good angle. Rick Beyer has a much better angle than we do. That pitch is in the dirt. Two balls and one strike. Cal Freitag. Milner fires. That one is down low. 3-1 now the count. Milner delivers. That one's in the dirt. Ball 4. That is the first walk given up by Milner tonight.
Number 12, Joe
Zawacki is at the plate. He singled to right. It was an RBI single his last time up. Milner looking in. And he steps off. Freitag, throw over to first, and Freitag gets back. I was going to say, he's taking a pretty good lead over there. Milner looks at first and delivers. Showing bunt and bunting it foul is Zawacki. Milner delivers. Here's a bunt right down in front of home, picked up. Throw to first in time. The sacrifice is complete. Cade Mueller came in, did a nice job that time, charging it down the third baseline, and made the throw over to Windeshausen to get the out.
Center, Vondrasek.
So 1 out. And now Freitag is on second. Trent Vondrasek is up. He fouls first one back. He's 0 for 3. Grounded to short and struck out twice. Once swinging, once looking. And that pitch is in the dirt. Vondrasek at the plate. Milner looking in the 1-1 pitch. High pop foul. It's back near the screen. Knickerbocker makes the catch. And we're going to get time called.
The catcher bringing up Bryant.
So with 2 down, Ryan Bemnister, Andrew Milner is being replaced on the mound. And we'll get that all figured out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 13th when the Phoenix will host the Whiteside County Chargers in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 2:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 13th.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
New pitcher for the Cavaliers is Cooper Dykes. And Dykes comes into the game with a record of 2 wins and no losses and a 2.63 earned run average. Andrew Milner went 5 2/3, gave up 3 runs, and all 3 are earned. He is also responsible for Cal Freitag out at second. He did that on 6 hits, struck out, or check that, 8 hits, struck out 6, and walked only 1. Dykes delivers, and it's outside for a ball. Ryan Freitag at the plate. There's another pitch outside for a ball. Freitag is 2 for 2. He doubled and singled. That single was an RBI single. Dykes delivers. It's outside, ball 3. Three balls and no strikes. 2 down. And the pitch. And it's ball 4. That's going to bring up Todd Winkus. Winkus is 1 for 3. He had an RBI single back in the first inning. Then he flew out to center and flew out to right. 2 runners on now.
Freitag draws the base on ball. Bring up number 9, Todd Winkus.
And they're both Freitags. Cal is at second. And there's a strike called at the belt. And Ryan is at first. Here's the pitch. And that one got Winkus. That loads the bases. And up comes Logan Matson. Matson is 0 for 3, flew out to right, and then went down looking, and then fouled out to Carson Windishausen, reaching over the fence along the first base side. And there's a fly ball out to center field, and Bemnister gets under it to make the catch to end the inning. So for the Merchants, no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. So we have played 6. And the score is still the Osseo Merchants 3, Cavaliers 1 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Ooh.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Heading into the top of the 7th inning, Cavaliers have a little bit of work cut out for them. They're trailing by 2. Luke Eide is on the mound for the Merchants. Due up for the Cavaliers, Jackson Vance, Cole Timon, and Caden Erickson. Jackson Vance digs in. No official at-bats yet today. He's walked twice.
Now batting for the Cavaliers, number 5, Jackson Vance.
Here's the pitch. Check swing strike at the letters. Eide likes coming with that fastball right away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and he pulled the string on that one. Vance was out in front of it. Eide delivers. Fastball called, strike. And Vance goes down looking.
Goes down on strike.
That's going to bring up Cole Timon. Timon has a 2-hit game going for him. Singled to right and then got an infield hit when Vance kind of rounded a little bit too far on the third base and got thrown out from behind. Timon fouls one off the right side. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Eide's pitch. And that missed low. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's high, ball 3. Hitter's pitch coming up here for Cole Timon. Caden Erickson on deck. And there's a strike at the letters. Eide at the belt. Payoff pitch, swung on a miss, strike 3. That's 5 straight strikeouts for Luke Eide.
Caden Erickson.
That brings up Caden Erickson. Erickson is 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out to the pitcher. He also drew a walk and scored the Cavs' only run. And the pitch is high for ball 1. Eddie throws it down low, ball 2. I'll check that. He did call it a strike. The 1-1 pitch. It's fouled back, strike 2. Off the roof of the concession stand. And that pitch is high. So the count's even at 2-2 with 2 down. Caden Erickson at the plate. Check swing outside for a ball. Count is full. Full count with 2 down. And the pitch. That's down low. That's ball 4. Erickson lost track, but yeah, it was ball 4. So Erickson draws his second walk of the day. That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister is 1 for 2. He singled to center field his last time up. Then got caught trying to steal second. Here's the pitch. There's a high pop-up, foul territory on the left side, and it's out of play. Off the roof of the dugout. No balls and a strike with 2 down. And that one got him. Fastball, or fast pitch. Fastball caught him in the hip. Bemnister wasn't very happy about it.
Bemnister's in a pitch. Bringing up number 20.
So 2 runners on. Cade Mueller comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3. He singled to center field his last time up. He flew out to right and grounded to short his other 2 at-bats. So he's made good contact today. Now would be a good time to make it count. Heidi delivers, and that's a strike called at the knees. And pitch. And another strike, that one at the letters. Luke Heidi painting the edges of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Mueller fouls it off. Luke Heidi looks in and delivers. That's down in the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Line shot out into right field. Nolan Matson gets over and he makes the catch. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've played 6.5. We're in the middle of the 7th. Time for the 7th inning stretch from Osseo on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
So we're going to head into the bottom of the 7th inning, due up for the Osseo Merchants. We have Nolan Matson, Scott Hovell, and Aaron Hagberg. Matson is 1 for 3. He singled his first time up to left field, and since then he grounded to short and flew out to center field.
Now batting for the Merchants, number 28, Nolan Matson.
Cooper Dykes on the mound for the Cavaliers. And a line shot out into center field is going to fall in for a base hit. So leadoff hitter is on, which has kind of been par for the course for the Merchants.
Matson, single to center, bringing up number 11, Scotty Hovell.
Throw over to first. And that was a close one. Matson got in safely. That's the 5th of 7 innings that the leadoff hitter has gotten on safely for the Merchants. There's a foul out of play. No balls and a strike. Hovell is 2 for 3. Singled to left twice. He scored a run and flew out to right. There's a strike at the belt. Breaking ball came down in. No balls, 2 strikes. Throw over to first. That's him back. Dykes at the belt. And back to first again, and they're awfully close. Again, Matson made it back in. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dykes delivers. And we have a ground ball off the foot. Foul ball called because it went off the foot of Scott Hovell while he was still in the batter's box. And he's not feeling really good about it right now either. Scott Hovell trying to walk it off. And he's going to step back in the batter's box. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner on first. Fly ball out into left field. Center field as Bemnister moves over to make the catch.
Hovell fly low to center, bringing up number 6, Aaron Hagberg.
So Aaron Hagberg comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Singled and scored a run. He's also struck out. He did get on after being hit by the pitch. He's the designated hitter. Throw over to first. And again, Matson's in okay. Hagberg's up with 1 out. And the pitch. A little low for a ball. Runner goes. Throw to first. Throw to second. And it gets past him at second, and he's not going to go anywhere. Dykes threw it over to first. Cavs hollered, runner goes, and by instinct, he threw to first instead of to second, because I think they would have had him dead to rights at second. But at any rate, Matson gets credit for a stolen base. There's a strike at the knees. One ball, one strike. To Aaron Hagberg. Yeah, Hovell at second. And that got Hagberg in the hip. That's the second batter hit by a pitch by Cooper Dykes. And Ryan Bemnister is going to go down and have a talk with Dykes. I do see some activity down or heading down to the Cavalier bullpen. Tyson Woodcock looks like he's getting ready to warm up. Bemnister trying to get things settled down and take a little bit of time out there. Give Woodcock a little time to get loose. So 2 runners on with 1 out. Matson is the runner at second. Ground ball. Stopped. Flipped to second for 1. Throw to the plate, and it's too high. Erickson's throw to the plate was a little bit high. And in to score is Nolan Matson.
Now batting for the Merchants number 12.
That's going to be a score on an error by Erickson. Freitag gets on a fielder's choice. And there's a fly ball caught at second. And that'll do it
Merchants come up with 1 run.
for the Merchants in the 7th. They do pick up 1 run, 1 hit. There was 1 Cavalier error and 1 man left on base. So we've played 7, and it's the Merchants 4, Cavaliers 1 on NLWN-TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
So we're going to head into the top of the 8th inning.
For the Cavaliers.
And that's going to mean Sam Knickerbocker, Cody Dayton, and Carson Windeshausen coming to the plate. Cody Dayton was hit by the pitch his last time up. And he laces this one out into left field for a base hit. Cody Dayton having, or check that, Knickerbocker having a 3-hit night. 4 hits if you count being hit by the pitch. Mason Yarrington in as the courtesy runner for Knickerbocker. Brings up Cody Dayton. Dayton's 0 for 2, struck out and got on a fielder's choice. He's due. And there's a called strike at the knees. Boy, when Luke Eide comes with that fastball, you really hear it pop. And there's another one. That's called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. To Cody Dayton. That pitch is in the dirt, got away from the catcher, but Yarrington goes back to first. One ball and 2 strikes to Cody Dayton. Mason Yarrington takes his lead. And the pitch. That one's fouled back. Luke Eide on the mound. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Nolan Matson moving over. He makes the catch. That's going to bring up Carson Windeshausen. Yeah, we have a pinch hitter coming up. That's Jerome Delikowski. And there's a strike at the knees to Delikowski. And he hits a fly ball, foul territory. And we couldn't see it, but judging on the reaction from the crowd and the fact that Delikowski's coming back to the batter's box, the ball was not caught. Delikowski batting 162.
Delikowski.
Luke Eide looking in for the sign. 0-2 count with 1 out. And there's a strike called at the belt. That's strikeout number 6 for Luke Eide.
Number 11, Brayton Tillman.
6 strikeouts in 2 2/3 innings so far. Actually, it's 3 innings because he got the last out in the previous inning. And there is a strike called on the outside corner to Brayton Tillman. He's 0 for 2. Blew out to right, struck out, and there's strike 2. In fact, that strikeout was to Luke Eide. Tillman also drew a walk. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. So for the Cavaliers in the top of the 8th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And we played 7.5. And it's the Merchants 4, Cavaliers 1 on NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, July 13th, as the Cavaliers take on the Hudson River Rats from Grandview Park in Hudson, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, July 13th on NLWN-TV.
New pitcher on the mound for the Cavaliers, Tyson Woodcock. So for Cooper Dykes, he went an inning and a third, gave up 1 run. It was not earned, and 1 walk. He gave up 1 hit, did not strike anybody out. And leading off the bottom of the 8th for the Osseo Merchants is
Now batting for the
Trent Vandresic. Vandresic is 0 for 4, grounded to short, struck out twice, and fouled out to Knickerbocker behind the plate. That pitch is just a hair high for a ball. And there's a called strike at the letters. There's a fly ball out into center field. Bemnister under it, and he makes the catch. That's going to bring up Ryan Freitag. Freitag is 2 for 2. He doubled, got an RBI single. He's walked and got hit by the pitch. Tyson Woodcock on the mound for the Cavs. There's a pop-up into shallow center field. Erickson back, and he makes the catch. 2 down.
Number 9.
Todd Winkus comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Got an RBI single in the first inning. Then he flew out to center and to right. And then his last time up, he was hit by the pitch. And the pitch. That missed for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a strike at the letters. And the pitch. Line shot, ground ball over to second, throw over to first, and Dayton throws it over to Stelikowski for the out. So it's 4-3 on the putout, 1-2-3 inning. And no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's still 4-1 Merchants on NLWN-TV.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, July 13th, as the Cavaliers take on the Hudson River Rats from Grandview Park in Hudson, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, July 13th on NLWN-TV.
And we're back here in Osseo at John Soini Field. Cavaliers down to their last at-bat. Top of the 9th inning as the Merchants have a 4-1 lead. Luke Eide on the mound. He is the pitcher of record because Logan Betcher, although Betcher pitched a heck of a ball game, he only went 4 2/3, so he's not eligible to get the win. Eide looking to pick up his 7th win of the season. And stepping up to the plate for the Cavaliers is Eli Rathke.
Cavaliers number 22, Trent Palmer. Number 2, Eli Rath.
First pitch is a called strike. Eli Rathke in for Palmer, and he fouls that one back. No balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Vance and Cole Timon are also due up. Heidi steps off. It looked like he had a bug in the eye, which wouldn't surprise me. They've been trying to carry Amanda off. Here's the pitch. That's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Check swing high. Counts even now at 2-2. Two and 2 to Rathke. And the pitch. And that one's fouled back out of play. And it bounced off the light pole. He had to get extra points for that. That's target shooting. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rathke. That's high. Count is full. Heidi is likely to come back with the fastball here. He steps off. Cavalier dugout giving a lot of encouragement to Rathke. That pitch is inside for ball 4.
Rathke draws the base on ball.
That'll bring up Jackson Vance.
Bringing up number 5,
Vance is
Vance.
He's 0 for 1. He's struck out, but he's also drawn 2 walks. So he's gotten on base a couple of times. That's just the second walk given up by Heidi. Pitch is inside for a ball. And there's a strike called. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Rathke, the pinch runner came in for Rathke as Trenton Palmer came back in on a re-entry. There's a ground ball over to second, or short to second, and safe at first. So Jackson Vance is on a fielder's choice as Palmer is out 6-4. And that's going to bring up Cole Timon. Timon is 2 for 3. He's singled twice and struck out once. Swing and a miss for strike 1 by Timon. 1 away. We're in the top of the 9th. Cavs down by 3. Runner on first. That one's outside. Ball 2. Caden Erickson on deck. And the pitch.
Yes.
1 and 2 now. Balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's fouled away. Two and two is the count. Cole Timon. And the pitch. Strike three called. Cavaliers down to their final out. Caden Erickson comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Drew a couple of walks. Struck out, grounded back to the pitcher. Caden Erickson is due. There's a pitch outside for a ball. And it's fouled back. Check swing. And that was a ball. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That's down low. 3-1. Xavier Bemnister on deck. Hoping he gets a chance. There's a ground ball foul, so count is full. For what it's worth, it will be traveling time for Jackson Vance. And ball 4 is the call. So Erickson draws the walk, brings the tying run to the plate in Xavier Bemnister. Now Bemnister is 1 for 2. He singled to center field. He's also flew out to right field, been hit by the pitch, and laid down a sacrifice bunt. That pitch is low for a ball. And the pitch. That's outside, ball 2. Throw down to first, not in time. Erickson's back in. Here's the pitch. That's high, ball 3. 3-0 is the count. Cavs need another base runner. This will be the get me over pitch by Eide. Here it comes. And it was a strike. 3 balls and a strike. 2 down. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. And strike 2. So the count is now full with 2 down. Cavaliers down to their final strike. Traveling time for the base runners. There they go. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to do it. So for the Cavaliers in the 9th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 were left on base. Final score in today's game, the Osseo Merchants 4 and the Cavaliers 1. And we'll have more information on Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers. and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form, without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
We're back here at John Soine Field, where the Eau Claire Cavaliers have just dropped a pretty decent ball game to the Osseo Merchants. Well played on by both teams by a score of 4-1. The winning pitcher in today's game was Luke Eide, who went the final 4 1/3 innings, and he gave up no runs on 1 hit. He struck out 9 in 4 1/3. That's pretty impressive. And he walked 3. Losing pitcher was Andrew Milner. Milner's record will now go to 6-2. And Milner did not throw poorly. He went 5 2/3, and he gave up 3 runs. They were all earned, and did give up 8 hits, but he struck out 6, and he only walked 1. Cooper Dykes came in and pitched an inning and a third, and then Tyson Woodcock came in and threw the final inning that the Cavs had to throw in. And Woodcock put the Merchants down 1-2-3. He did his job. Cavaliers had the tying run at the plate in the 9th inning. You couldn't ask for much more exciting baseball than that. And we're waiting for Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. He's probably going to be up here fairly soon, as the team has just broken up their conversations down along the baseline. And so I expect we'll get Ryan Bemnister up here shortly. And while we're waiting for Ryan, let's take this time out on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, July 13th, as the Cavaliers take on the Hudson River Rats from Grandview Park in Hudson, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, July 13th on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And we're back here at John Soine Field, and joining us is Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, that's a tough game because the Cavs played well. Merchants just played a little better today.
I wouldn't say played better. I think they got luckier, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not going to...
Yeah.
I'll get to that later. I think they just had some balls that found some grass that, with better communication, we make those outs, and it's probably still sitting there 1-1. We made a couple of mistakes on the bases. One of them was my fault. So, that might turn into a different inning. Things like that. So it's just a tough luck night for the Cavs, and kudos to the other team.
And Andrew Milner actually threw a decent game, and yes, they scored 3 runs on him, but he had the game within reach. Your relief staff came in and did what they were supposed to do. Tyson Woodcock put down 1-2-3 inning in the 8th. You can't ask for more than that. And But Cavs faced two pretty tough pitchers today, although Logan Betcher struggled a little finding the plate. Idy struck out 9 in his 4 1/3, so that says something about him.
Sure. It's a good pitcher. I won't say anything about the person, but it's a good pitcher. I mean, that's fine, but it is what it is. We had some chances with it, and I'm just happy that the Cavs are an organization that respects the game of baseball and respects the other players, and that they know how to take a win and know how to take a loss. That's all I gotta say.
Well, all right. So step out of conference play on Saturday. We're going over to Hudson. That's a really good baseball team.
Yeah, we played them before. They're really good. I just want to go back real quick. The coaching staff over there is amazing at Osseo, and they do a great job. I just think a couple of guys need to mature like the 20-year-olds that I have on my team. So I just want to make sure Aaron knows that, Luke knows that the coaching staff is a great group of guys. A couple of those guys need to have a little bit more respect.
Okay.
Thank you.
You bet. And we will be back with more Talking Baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 13th when the Phoenix will host the Whiteside County Chargers in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 2:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 13th.
Back here at John Soini Field in Osseo, where the Cavaliers just dropped a 4-1 game to the Osseo Merchants, and the Cavaliers had one run on 7 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 10 on base. Merchants, and actually they left 12 on base because I didn't put down the 2 from the last inning there. But the Merchants picked up 4 runs on 9 hits, and they left 10 on base. Winning pitcher Luke Idy, and his record now goes to 7 wins, 1 loss, and 1 save. And for the Cavaliers, the losing pitcher was Andrew Milner. His record goes to 6-2. Cavaliers record moves to 14-8 overall. They are now 9-5 in the CRBL, and the Merchants are now 14-2 in both their overall and in the CRBL. So I want to remind you to join us next Saturday. That's July 13th on NLWN-TV as we bring you Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Hudson River Rats from Grandview Park in Hudson, Wisconsin. Our coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday on NLWN-TV. Also on Saturday, make sure you join us on our sister station, NLWN-2, as we bring you Chippewa Valley Phoenix football. The Phoenix will host the Whiteside County Chargers, who hail from Morrison, Illinois. Coverage there begins with Phoenix rising at 2:30 with kickoff scheduled for 3 o'clock. That's Chippewa Valley Phoenix football next Saturday on NLWN-2. Say, coming up later on this year, it might be early next year, the Northern Light Webcasting Network will broadcast our 500th event. Be sure to stay tuned for special announcements and special awards for our loyal viewers. That's all coming up later this broadcast season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Also, the Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way, and C&K Construction, concrete experts in the Chippewa Valley. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So for Amanda Lemler on the computer and Dan Pechow on the camera, this is Rick Olson. Final score once again, Osseo Merchants 4, Cavaliers 1. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.